The secret to staying frugal, it's not willpower, but these 5 tiny mindset tricks can help you to stay in control of your money and yourself. I know you've been living that frugal life for a while now, and for the most part, it's good. You love the peace of mind of knowing your priorities are in order, you're saving money. You get that weird little sense of pride when you MacGyver dinner out of a bunch of leftovers because you haven't gone shopping in 3 weeks. But let's be honest, and I know for me, sometimes I don't want to do all the things. And I don't want to follow the money plan that I've set for myself. Sometimes I just want to go crazy in a clearance section of somebody's department store or get online and buy a cart full of crafting supplies that I have no real need for. But then I instantly get all of these little reminders for why I need to stay the course. So today I want to share 5 little mindset shifts that have helped me to stay frugal even when I've been tempted to just let it all fall apart. Now, there have been times where I started slipping and I wasn't blowing tons of money, but just those little treat yourself moments would start piling up over here. And then I'd let an unpaid bill slip through the cracks over there. And next thing you know, my account would be minus $24. And in those times, I've always had to just take a deep breath and remind myself why I need to stay focused and intentional with my finances. For me, now it is always about peace of mind. I don't want to be waking up at 3 a.m. wondering if I accidentally overdrafted my account or if I forgot to pay that bill where they're going to charge me a $35 late fee. When you start feeling worn out by any part of the process, you want to revisit your why. Revisit it often, obnoxiously often if you have to. Just tattoo it onto your soul, or at least on a Post-it. In the beginning of me reshaping my financial picture, I sat down and wrote out my why and my what. What did I want to accomplish and why did I want to accomplish it? At the time, I wanted to pay off old debts. I wanted to get my bills current, save up a chunk of money and buy my own house. I had to constantly revisit my mission, and that always helped me to stay on track. So if you've never really given your why much thought, or if you've never written it down and you'd like some guidance, you can download this 1-page Frugal Living Mission worksheet with these 3 prompts that can help you to sort out your reason for being on this journey. Because if you don't know your reason, it's going to be hard to get to your results. Tip number 2 is to romanticize it. Turn frugal choices into rituals that you enjoy. Because too often people say not to romanticize things, like when you're trying to relay the reality of a situation to other people. But for yourself, you know what the reality is. But in order to make the reality more enjoyable, sometimes you have to dress it up a bit, and it's okay. When I was single and desiring to be married, but had absolutely no prospects of a husband anywhere, I had to begin to view my singlehood from a different perspective. I had to choose to see the beauty of the situation that I was in, and I started to recognize the advantage I had of being single, and then I played up all the things that I could really only do as a single woman. I romanticized it and accentuated the positives so much, I almost didn't even want to get married anymore. But then I fell in love and the rest is history. But you can do the same thing for your frugal lifestyle. When you enjoy the process, discipline can feel more like delight. And if you've decided that you're not spending money on going out, but you want to do something different, pull out one of your favorite old DVDs, turn the lights out, maybe rearrange your sofa and love seat so it feels like theater seating, pop some popcorn and put it in your caddy that you made out of a cereal box, turn the volume of the TV all the way up to 50 so it feels like you're in the movies, and enjoy yourself. Get excited about makeshift meals and act like you're on a cooking show like Chopped. It doesn't have to feel like drudgery or lack. If you just flip it upside down, you realize that it's an opportunity to be more creative than you are when you have a lot of money to spend. And in the beginning, God was his most creative when there was almost nothing there. And we're made in his likeness, so we too can be our most creative even when we have very little to work with. And we can look at what we've done and see that it is good. Number 3 is know that it is okay to be different. Sometimes we're around people who have more money than we have, or they're not on a particular financial journey and they're spending money somewhat freely. And it might make you feel a little crunchy to say that you can't afford something. And I've had those times where I've had to say no when I was asked to go to a concert or on a trip. And yes, I have felt that little pang of embarrassment, but I always have to remind myself that no one else is responsible responsible for my financial situation but me and my husband. And I can't feel obligated to anyone outside of that if those activities don't align with my current values or my budget. And sometimes people might look at you like you're Amish with a debit card, or even like you're being cheap, but that's okay. If you know that you have a plan or at least a focus, you just have to normalize being that weird frugal friend, because at the end of the day, you'll be the one with your goals met, whether that be saving enough for a down payment on a house, building an emergency fund, or just making sure that your bills are paid on time. Tip number 4 is reflect on what you didn't buy. At the end of each month, maybe when you're planning your next month's budget or looking at your spending for the past month, think about the stuff that you didn't buy, like that cute little drawer organizer set, and think to yourself, you know what? My socks are still surviving and my little DIY tissue box organizers just fine. It's just a reminder that you really do have what you need. And if you're working on building or growing your finances, then you know that saying no to so many things is just for a season. And if you're not working on growing your finances and you just need to stretch your monthly income as far as it can go, then you can rest in the fact that maybe you don't have everything you want, but you have what you need, and the rest of that stuff can't make or break you. Celebrate the stuff that you passed on. Count it as a win, because the fact that you're still here proves you can live without it. Number 5, do not compare yourself to other people or their lives. If you often find yourself thinking like, oh, wow, it just seems like everybody else has all this money to do whatever they want to. Newsflash, they don't. That's just the highlight reel you're seeing. You have no idea what's happening behind the scenes. Comparing your life to someone else's shopping cart, their house, their car, vacations, sets you up for that fake FOMO, that fake fear of missing out, and real unnecessary expenses. Their priorities, their income, their debt, and their season of life are not yours. When you measure your frugal life against their curated Facebook feed, you're gonna always feel like you're coming up short and then start doing crazy things to catch up. Do not compete with strangers on the internet or people at your job or sister so-and-so at your church. Focus on competing with last month's you. Focus on just doing 1% better than you did the month before. And then change your language. Change that I can't afford that to I don't buy that, or I don't spend money on those. It's letting you know that you're in charge of what's going on and you're making intentional and deliberate decisions for your life. And then set some micro boundaries where you're not allowing those conflicting interests to influence you. If social media is a problem, remove the apps from your phone and turn off the notifications. Just try it for 30 days. Unsubscribe from stored newsletters if you're feeling bombarded and pressured by shopping deals. Anytime you feel that comparison bug creeping in, call it what it is and then redirect it. Tell yourself, don't compare yourself to them. That's their chapter 20. I'm writing my chapter 5. And then do some small frugal action. Check your progress towards your savings goal, or move some money from your main account into your savings account, or just make a plan for some fun but low cost outing with someone who actually matters to you, even if that's just you, so that you end that moment with forward movement and not melancholy. You don't need anyone else's life in order to love yours. So if you are someone who's already on this journey, but you've just been feeling a little wobbly, just know it's normal. The goal isn't to win at being the most together person alive. It's to live a life that feels aligned with your budget, but ultimately your values. And if you want some more tips to help keep you frugal and loving it, check out this video right here, and I will see you next time. Bye.